Why do some people who understand money still end up broke, while others with no special knowledge quietly become wealthy? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's something much less obvious. And once you understand it, you start seeing money and your own behavior completely differently. Because money isn't just math, it's emotion, it's habits, it's how you behave when no one is watching. And that's what makes it so hard to master. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel explains something most financial advice ignores. Doing well with money has very little to do with how smart you are, and everything to do with how you behave. Because two people can have the same information and make completely different decisions. And over time, those decisions shape completely different lives. We like to believe we're rational, that we make logical, well-thought-out financial decisions. But the truth is, most of our decisions come from emotion, from our past, our upbringing, what we've seen others do. Someone who grew up with very little money will think about money differently than someone who always had enough. So when it comes time to invest, save, or spend, they don't just see numbers. They see risk, fear, security. And that emotional lens shapes everything. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is this: no one is crazy. People make decisions that seem irrational, but when you understand their experiences, those decisions make perfect sense. Someone who lived through a financial crisis may avoid investing entirely. Someone who saw wealth growing up may take bigger risks. Both think they're being reasonable, and both are acting based on what they believe is true. Now, here's where things get interesting. We all know about compound interest, but most people underestimate its power. Because it doesn't look impressive at first. Growth is slow, almost invisible. But over time, it becomes massive. The book talks about how small, consistent actions can lead to huge results if you just don't interrupt them. That's the hard part. Because people don't fail from doing the wrong thing once. They fail from stopping something that was quietly working. There's a big difference between getting rich and staying rich. Getting rich often involves risk, taking chances, making bold moves. But staying rich? That requires something else. Humility, caution, patience. A lot of people know how to make money. Very few know how to keep it. Because keeping wealth requires controlling your ego and resisting the urge to always want more. This is one of the most dangerous traps. The idea that more will make you happy. More money, more success, more status. But if you don't define what enough is, you'll keep chasing something that never ends. And in that chase, people take bigger risks, make worse decisions, and sometimes lose everything they've built. The book reminds us, knowing when to stop is just as important as knowing how to start. We often look at successful people and assume they did everything right, and look at failures and assume they did everything wrong. But reality is more complicated. Luck plays a role. So does risk. Two people can make the same decision and get completely different outcomes. That doesn't mean one is smarter. It just means life isn't always predictable. Understanding this helps you stay humble when things go well and patient when they don't. One of the simplest ideas in the book is also one of the most overlooked. Saving money gives you control. Not just financially, but psychologically. It gives you options, freedom, time. And interestingly, the ability to save has less to do with how much you earn and more to do with how much you don't spend. Which means wealth isn't always visible. Sometimes it's what you choose not to show. Everything. Most people think money is about buying things, but the book argues something different. The real value of money is control over your time. The ability to wake up and choose what you do, where you go, how you live. That's what people are actually chasing. Not the car, not the house, freedom. And the quiet irony is, the more you try to show wealth, the less of that freedom you often have. So if money isn't just about knowledge, what actually matters? Consistency, patience, emotional control, doing simple things over a long period of time, and avoiding big mistakes. That's it. Not complicated, just hard to stick to. Because in the end, money isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about building a life that works for you. Quietly, consistently, on your own terms. And once you understand that, you stop chasing money and start using it with intention. If you want more simple ideas that completely change how you think about money, subscribe. Because most people don't struggle with money because they're bad at math. They struggle because no one ever taught them how to think about it.